Hello and welcome back to Season 5 of the Lincoln Loco in Football Manager 2019, and we are here in the Vanarama National League North. What a place to be. Plenty of stuff has happened over summer that we need to update you on. It's a new season and we're in surprisingly, well, I don't think we are, but I'll show you why we are actually in surprisingly good shape later on when we go through the new transfers and things like that. First of all, the major change at Lincoln United is that we've had to have a stadium expansion. Now, as per the league rules, if we go to the league rules for the league table, have a look at their rules quickly. If we scroll down here, stadium requirements, minimum stadium capacity, 3,000. Ours wasn't 3,000, it was like 2,500 at the most. So, what we had to do over summer is have a stadium expansion by about 500 seats. Cost about £50,000 apparently, and we now have a slightly bigger Ashby Avenue. So here we go, stadium's now 3,214 with 400 seats. I don't think we're going to get anywhere near that at all. I think we'll be lucky to break 300, 400 at the very best. So I don't expect that to be filled at all. It's just the requirements of the league. We also sent Michael Emery on a leadership course. Not a clue what it does, not a clue what it means, and there's nothing here to suggest that actually it does anything at all. So he's still at the club. We're going to get him to be a goalkeeper coach at some point, but it's I don't know what this leadership course does. I don't know if it's the precursor to coaching or it just helps him become a captain. I don't know, but it's we've done it. Right then, on to transfers then, I suppose, and again, the team's been changed a fair bit. We've kept a lot of the core good players, but we've also got rid of a lot of dead wood, and I mean a lot of dead wood. So we'll talk you through that now when it wants to load. So quickly looking at the released players, a lot of players got released, a lot of them youngsters, but a lot of them are or have been key players throughout the season, but just because they're asking for so much money and they're not going to play, it's a waste of money. And we are a very, very small non-league club. We need to save money wherever possible. So key players from the past, such as Matt Cotton, Luke Holmes, Owen McQuay. I mean, Reece Delan's gone, but he was wasting money from the start. Looking down here, a lot of youth players gone down here. But then right down at the bottom, Declan Bacon left because he just wanted so much money. After he was all right at the end of last season, but he just wanted a lot of money. So he's now gone. Connor Robinson has also gone. Again, he was just asking for money constantly. And he's not going to play, so he couldn't afford it. He's gone as well. Has he gone in anywhere else? Has he got a new club, Connor Robinson? No, he's not got a new club yet either. That's actually quite sad. And he's only 2-star current ability for us now. Declan Bacon, has he got a new club yet? No, he's still a free. We might get Declan Bacon back, actually. I won't lie to you. Actually, I think we might offer him a contract. What does he want per week? See, this is what I mean. He wants an appearance fee of nearly £600. That's what he wanted. It's gone down from £600 that he wanted last time. But we're not going to sign him with that kind of money. We just need a bit more backup up there because we're very, very light in our attacking positions at the moment. Two more players left the club as well. Paul Austin, who is our best youth player, or had the best potential in terms of all our youth players. He's gone to Cambridge, incidentally, but because he was on non-contract terms in the youth club, he's gone on a free. No money for him, unfortunately. And then we also sold, technically, I mean, he went for no money at all, but we had to get rid of Stephen Narty because he was just on £350 a week, and 2-star current ability when we got promoted was not going to be playing, so we had to get rid of a bit of deadwood, so he's gone to save some money. That, though, brings us on to the ins, and we've brought in not as many as last season, but I think we've bbrought in some quality. Some of these players are absolutely awful as well that aren't going to play. Make that very clear to start off with, but I suppose we start from the top then. Jordan Sartorius comes in from Lincoln City on loan. He is a central midfielder. Now, we needed depth everywhere. When I got rid of players, we were down to the bare bones, pretty much. So we needed depth everywhere. Jordan Sartorius comes in as, he's going to be a backup, I've got to say. A backup in times of desperate trouble, I think, really. 2.5-star current ability. 5-star potential is good, but I don't think he's going to be quite making the mark at this level that perhaps Lincoln United want him to make. I think he's just been in their youth team recently, not gone out anywhere else before. Won't play too much for us, but it's going to be cover at least. Next up, another transfer from Bamber Bridge. I don't know how I'd managed to do this every single season. I offer contracts to players, and then sometimes it just comes with a fee. Now, I'm obviously doing something wrong there, but £5,000 has been paid for Taylor Anakin from Bamber Bridge. He is a right back, and we've always needed to improve our right back position. He's 3.5-star current ability with 4.5-star potential. Full back, can play wing back pretty well as well, but he's got some decent attributes where they matter. He came from Bamber Bridge, as I said, who were in our league last season in the Vanarama North. Were relegated last season, actually, so that kind of shows that we've brought in a player who's been relegated. So that's probably not too good, but he was good value for money. So many players, I've got to say, ridiculous amounts of players. No one wanted to join us. This was actually the hardest transfer window I've ever had to do, I think, because no one wanted to join us, because our reputation compared to other teams in the league is just, it's in the lower parts of it, basically. It's not the top teams. So it was tough to sign players that wanted to sign for us for our reputation and think we were going to get relegated. Bamber Bridge, though, players wanted to join us because they just got relegated from this division. So he's come in for £5,000 apparently. He should be okay. I'm looking forward to it. Next up, a very expensive Dion Sanderson comes on a free transfer. He is on a big contract of nearly £600 a week. But at that point, he was one of the only players that wanted to join us, and we need to get good players in. 3.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential centre-back. Is the best centre-back at the club. Is going to be doing very well this season, I think. We'll see how his season goes. He's actually on a 2-year deal, apparently, I've just noticed. How are we in the place to offer 2-year deals? Because that's a lot of money over 2 years. I don't know if that's the best deal, actually. We may try and get rid of him at some point, I've got to say. But if he plays well, we won't. But the money, it's not great. But we had to get players in. So Dion Sanderson comes in. Next up, from Marks United on a free, Avis Ganiyu. He comes in as a left-sided player, as a left midfielder or an attacking midfielder on the left. Has 2.5-star current ability and 4.5-star potential. So, I mean, he was just a stopgap, really. Again, very tough to bring players in. He was available and we got him. So that's kind of what that one was. I've got slight reservations considering that we brought him up from 2 leagues below us at Marks United. But considering he played 21 games there last season and got 7 goals from the wing, that's not a bad return. So if he can try and replicate some of that form this season, I'll be happy. Next up, Chris Taylor on loan from Billericay. He is an absolute waste of time. If I could, I'd terminate his loan now, but I can't. We got him, well, we didn't get him by accident. We just thought he was better than he was, and he came with only 2-star current ability. He's going to be absolutely rubbish. Isn't going to play all season, so don't expect anything from Chris Taylor. Mick McCabe is next from Hyde United on a free. He is a CDM, specifically an anchorman, which is actually kind of what I want to use sometimes, because sometimes I think an anchorman is very good at just getting the ball out of the defence and launching a counter-attack sort of thing. So I think he's going to be quite a good signing for us. At 3.5-star current ability and 4.5-star potential, I think he could be one of the best players for us this season. Was pretty much ever present last season for Hyde United as they went into their playoffs but lost the playoffs. Importantly, is a Manchester United youngster. I mean, how many teams in our league can say that they've got Manchester United youth players or pedigree players in their team? Because that's pretty cool. Next up, a ton of loan players, or 4 more loan players have come in. The first of which is Joshua Gray from Cambridge. Now, he is a central defender, and of course, you'll recognise him because he was here last season as well. Hopefully, he puts in as good a performances as he did last season, and hopefully, he'll be solid for us once again. Hopefully, we might be able to sign him permanently. He's only 2.5-star current ability at the moment, but I think playing with us and training with us, he will get himself up to 3-star relatively quickly. So I'm looking forward to it. He's on nothing per week as well, which is quite handy as well. So that saved a lot of money in the transfer budget. But he should be a decent player again for us. Joseph Hall comes in from QPR. He's a central midfielder, Mazzala or central midfielder, 3-star current ability and 4-star or 5-star potential actually. Again, he comes in as more backup to Masters. I mean, Howell is always going to start, I think. He's more backup to Masters, I think, Joseph Hall. But in some situations, I think a Mazzala is probably going to be better than a ball-winning midfielder. So they'll probably rotate a little bit, I've got to say. But Joseph Hall comes in from QPR on loan, where he's played at Guernsey before in the Bostik South League, so the league below us. But that was a few seasons ago, so I think he should be ready for the Vanarama North. Penultimate signing so far, Nathan Guru comes in from Notts County. He's a player that I've been chasing for the past two or three seasons, actually. He's a centre-back, 3-star current ability, 4.5-star potential. I'd love to try and sign him permanently at some point. Has actually played games for Notts County, I think. He's 7 games in League 2 a few seasons ago. Not very well. And then went to Orrington and didn't play. Well, he played all right there, but only 12 games. I think he should be good enough for us. I think he'll be quite solid at the back for us. I mean, I've been scouting him out for years. Honestly, years. Because he was the only player for one time that was like 5-star current ability for us and wanted to join the club. So I always tried to sign him, but no one ever let him go to us. And finally, we've now got him. And he's not as good now as he was back then. But of course, we were a few divisions below. So of course, the star ratings were going to be better. But I think he'll be solid. And then finally, he literally came in about 20 minutes ago in game time away. Cameron Coulter is a goalkeeper that's coming in to challenge Calderwood. Now, Calderwood's going to start today's game against Solihull Moors. But this guy might take over full-time just because we needed a bit of cover at the back. We needed someone else who's got a bit more oomph. He's going to push Calderwood to play well. So Callum Coulter comes in from Colchester. Played at Eastbourne in this equivalent division of the Vanarama South 2 seasons ago, actually. And played awfully. absolutely awfully. So hopefully he's past that now, and we can use him to our advantage. So they are all the signings that we've made so far. Now, defensively, I think we're very strong. The midfield, central midfield, we're pretty strong. It's the wings and the strikers that we're looking a bit weak on the ground or not got enough numbers. So over the next few game weeks, I'm going to try and sign some more strikers and wingers. But of course, I'm only going to sign players that are going to make the squad better and stronger. So that's what we're going to go for. Now, personally, I don't think that is the strongest transfer window. Like, we've signed some good defenders, but moving forward up the pitch, I don't think we've made great signings. But if we look at the season preview, this is what surprises me. Season preview, 11th. We are predicted to come 11th this season with this squad. Now, last season, when we got promoted via the playoffs in the league below us, we were predicted to come 12th. So you see what I'm saying here? And the Vanarama National League playoffs go from 2nd to 7th. So all we have to do is finish 4 places above where we're predicted, and that's playoffs again. So really what I'm getting at is the jump from division below us to this division isn't that big. Because, I mean, we're no way we should be mid-table, but apparently we are with our team. So I'm looking forward to it. Now, Solihull Moors, that we're playing today, are predicted to come 5th. So it's going to be a tough test today, I think. But I'm over the moon with that prediction of 11th. If that comes true and we finish 11th, I will be absolutely over the moon. So we're going to stick with the same tactic that we used predominantly last season, the 4-1-4-1 formation. It worked pretty well for us last season, so hopefully it will do the job this division as well, which would be quite good. The only downside to this now is that we're in the Vanarama National League system and we're only allowed 5 substitutes rather than 7. So we're limited to 5 subs now, which is a little bit annoying. And Max Brown is the only player that we have on the bench, apart from the guy we brought in from Billericay, who's never going to play a game. Max Brown's the only player that can sort of replace any of these guys. So we need to add more cover in the attacking parts of the field, but that will come soon. So for your first game in the Vanarama National League, this is the Lincoln United team that is lining up. Calderwood in goal after his spectacular season last season is going to be in goal in the sticks once again. Cantwell retains his position at left back, but Guru and Sanderson come in as our new centre backs, and Anakin is coming in on the right hand side to be our wing back on that side. New chap McCabe comes in to be an anchor man today in that CDM position, which is quite harsh actually on Adam Hughes, who was honestly, I think, one of the best players we had last season. A 7.9 rating overall in the league. I mean, he was honestly sick. For a player of only 2.5-star current ability, or 2-star ability now, like, he was so good. But when you compare him to Mick McCabe at the moment, Mick McCabe rather, is just so much better. So Mick McCabe comes in that CDM position with Masters and Howe just ahead of him. New chap Ganiyu comes in on the left-hand side, but Jamie Bird retains his position on the right-hand side, and Splat, hopefully going to be scoring another 17 goals this season, is starting up front. Right then, kickoff is upon us. And I did meant to say, actually, we had a pretty decent pre-season. We played a lot of teams at our level, but a lot of teams above our level as well. We drew with Lincoln City. I think we beat St Mirren from Scotland as well. We lost to Notts County, but we had some good games against teams in higher divisions. And of course, it's pre-season. They're probably playing reserve teams anyway, those kind of quads. But it was good to see that we're getting some decent results against some teams in the higher leagues. So my original aim for this season was to just avoid relegation. Avoid relegation at all costs. However, on the grounds that we are now predicted to come 11th this season, I think the challenge has to be, let's go top half. Let's say top half. I want to say mid-table, but let's put a challenge on us. Let's try and say top half. At the same time, though, last season we were predicted to come 12th in our division, and yet we then won the playoffs. So you see what I'm saying as well? Like, if we just put together a good run of form towards the end of the season like we did last season, playoff isn't out of reach. It's not the question, maybe. So provisionally, we'll say top half. But as a little push target, if we start to edge towards it, we might say, let's try and get playoffs. As the first highlight of the game comes in, Hal puts it out to Anakin, who can whip a cross in. Puts it into Bird, who can whip a better crossing, but plays back to Anakin and so much more space. Into Splat, who hits the post with his header. And that's the closest we have come so far in this game. But if we keep doing things like that, that would be absolutely great. Splat tackled on the edge of the area, but Sanderson makes a great one. Dion Sanderson's going to be a great signing for us, I think. Masters coming forward, back to Canwell, who we know can deliver a fantastic cross. Puts it into Ganiyi, who gets his head on it and scores the first goal of the game. And we go 1-0 up against Solihull Moors. which is mental. Provisionally puts us 6th in the league as well. I know it's the first game of the season. It doesn't matter at all, but it's great to actually see us up in the top 7 in the playoff zones right now. This is mental. I was not expecting this at all when we won the playoffs last season. I thought, right, we're going to be in a real relegation battle, but I've been pleasantly surprised. Fantastic stuff then. That is wonderful. We'll get the assistant to do the team talk because he's always better than me. I'm interested to see what the attendance is as well, because I don't think in the past 2 or 4 seasons rather, our attendance hasn't been bigger than 200, but actually 370 today is quite big. 93 from Solihull Moors, but that's one of the biggest home attendances from actual home fans I think we've seen, because that's over 250 home fans, which is mental. So actually, that's quite pleasing. If we pick up a good run of form, as Splat comes forward to nearly make it 2-0, if we pick up a good run of form, I think we could see crowds then of over 500, which would be mental, as Lee Masters puts his corner in cleared only as far as Nathan Guru, who, I keep saying Guru. I know it's Guru or Guru. I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to say it differently all season, I think. But Bird to take the free kick, puts it just wide the post. We've got some good free kick takers in the squad, actually. Hopefully we'll try and make use of that this season. Now, I don't know if we should make changes in this game or not, because we're playing very, very well at the moment. We're really containing Solihull. I mean, I've said that now as they come forward. Calderwood with a huge save there, to be fair. But they've only had 2 shots all game. Like, we're really doing well. They've got a free kick now, which is high. Let's stop talking about Solihull and how they've not had any chances, because I've said that now, and they've suddenly had 2 in quick succession. Maybe we will make some changes. Splat hasn't played particularly well today, so I think it's time to give Max Brown a go out there, maybe. He can have a run out in the attack. I mean, at this situation, I'd probably want to take Bird off on 6.4, but we've got no one else who can play there. So that's the only change we're going to make, I think, for now. We do need to bring in 1 or 2 more players who can just beef up the squad a little bit, just add that extra bit of quality and depth into the squad, and I think we'll be okay and set for the season. Another chance for us now late on in the game as we approach the 80th minute. Anakin puts it into Bird, into Brown. Brown should be in the middle, really. I don't know what he's doing so wide there. Get in the middle. You're tall. You're a target man. Get your head on it. Masters shoots from distance, and that could have been goal of the season in the first game. That's fun. We are playing amazingly. I was not expecting this. I mean, honestly, when we got promoted, I just was not expecting us to be doing well. I wasn't expecting us to be coming out here and challenging teams for wins. Sanderson's header saved by the goalkeeper there. Hopefully, that's the highlight ending. If they score a goal now towards the end of this game, I'll be very, very upset now that we've been in such a good position all game. Looks like they are coming forward. Sharp's in behind the defence. Calderwood, come on, lad. It's hit the post. Cleared. And now we've got a bit of a counter-attack coming as Howell comes forward into Max Brown, who's in behind the defence, into Ganiyu. Can put a cross in. Can't put the cross in. That's fine, though. We're still winning. Corner comes in from Bird, though. So let's see what we can do from this. If we grab another goal, that's game over. Brown gets not quite on the end of it, but only goes as far as defensive midfielder McCabe. McCabe into Guru. That's the end of the highlight. Right, let's wind down these next 2 minutes very, very quickly. And then we'll have won the opening game of the season against Solihull Moors, who are meant to come, or predicted to come 5th this season. So this is already like a bit of a coup, I've got to say. Howe keeping on to possession. Great ball out to Anakin, who can just hold on to it. Just don't give the ball away now, lads. Let's just play keep ball for the next 10 seconds. That's fine. The ball's gone out of play. That's going to be that. Surely. It's all over here at Ashby Avenue. We've beaten Solihull Moors on the opening day of the season. I am really in shock. This is more exciting than the playoffs. And I thought our signings were rubbish as well. I thought our signings really weren't going to be very good at all. But they've proved me wrong. And we now win our first game of the season, and we're predicted to come 11th. Like, life is good right now for Lincoln United. Life is good. So, a fantastic win in the first day of the season puts us up to 9th, provisionally. Now, obviously, that doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything right now, because it's the first game of the season. But it's good to see us up there, I've got to say. I'm pleased with that. Next episode, then, we won't go too far into the future just yet, because I do want to try and get some more signings in. And I think, you'd be interested to hear that pretty quickly. So, we'll do Basford United and Blythe Spartans in the next episode. So thank you very much for watching today's episode. I mean, it's been mental. If you've enjoyed it, make sure you do leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. And drop a comment as well. Which signing do you like the look of the most? And where do you think we're going to come this season? Where do you think we're going to finish? Because I think, actually, we will do top half. now that I've seen that performance, I think we really can do a top half finish this season. So join me next time for some more Lincoln Loco action. Hopefully have some more transfers and hopefully another 2 massive wins in more league games.